Generic greetings and welcome back once again to Prison Architect. Today's beverage is a very healthy green tea, a pure green tea actually. Either way, welcome back to the game. And in the previous episode, we were sort of onto the management side of it, although we did do some building. Sorry, is that doggo a little bit wet? I believe so. Yes, we fixed the ferry dock, we put in some more of these wind solar hybrids because obviously money's a big issue. Plumbing in some toilets in the solitary. Also went ahead and, one second, I've seen there's a tunnel there. I'm just going to go and remove all tunnels. There we go. Yeah, we went ahead and altered our policy. The idea being we have more punishments in solitary exclusively, so it means that, well, yeah, basically, let's match with that one. Yeah, so it means that hopefully we'll get our reform on, well, back on track. It's currently at 29%. Ideally, we want that obviously a lot lower than that. Ideally, we wanted it like 0, but I don't know if that's even possible. I don't know if anyone's ever managed it, but still, we're going to crack on. And in this episode, we'll go through the sort of death row process as well, because we do have Dan Bailey there. It's on 9%, so I believe there's probably twice that went through the process. Let's actually have a quick look at the experience. Yeah, death row appeal failed 2 times. Okay, so didn't work out for them, and well, like I say, we'll have a look at that one, and we're going to keep an eye on intake as well, because we do have a couple of inmates that are targeted. If we go to security menu and to vulnerable, there's actually 3 inmates over here, including Venny, who is, I mean, gyrating, revolving. Something's going on. One of the things that's going on is civilian commerce. So people are buying cakes, lots and lots of cakes. It appears that this thing is very, very good at, actually. We also want to do the Reform Prisoner Initiative, achieve 100 reformed prisoners after release. We're on 91%. And truth be told, I can't remember if I've ever been able to complete that in the game. I assume I have, but, well, not entirely sure. Anyway, visitor helicopter is potentially stuck. I'm just going to auto-magically remove that and tell it to go. Still waiting for some of these wind solar hybrids to be installed. Has that person got a love letter? Oh, yeah. There you go. That's Paul Stevenson with an opened love letter. And then metal detectors going off. Curious. Okay. So yeah, as I said, just back onto the sort of management side of things here, really. I would like to think punishment would go up because of our alterations in policy. Yeah. I could change it so... Oh, no, that would be bad. I was going to say, you can change up the sec for some of these, but, well, it's not really going to happen, is it, for this one, because it's all medium, and we don't really, well, we don't at all segregate the different categories of inmate, because we don't have different categories of inmate. Well, technically we do now. We do have the protective custody and death row, but death row can't be changed from anything other than death row to, well, if they have the sentence reduced from the death row appeal. But under no circumstances can't alter them. We're not going to alter the protective custody because they're in here for a reason, and the other guys, well, we'll just have to use the normal sort of punishment methods. Let's just have a quick look at security once again. Like I say, a bit twitchy on this one because we've had a couple of times where inmates have turned up and I've not noticed that they are like snitch or ex-law enforcement or have any sort of trait that makes them like vulnerable for being targeted and such. But anyway, I just noticed we got even more prisoner release. If we check out the reform and release prisoners, we're actually on a net positive of 4,000. There we go. So this is pretty good. You got Wilders. Williams was sent back, sadly. Be careful as prisoners become more dangerous with increased traits. Williams. Should we have a look at Williams? What's the best way of finding Williams? We can go to prisoners, and sadly you can't search. I'm just having a quick run through. Not seeing Williams. There's a Williams. So can I find them? Williams. Stephen Williams. Prisoner number 1281460. And we can see they've got some previous sentences for like perjury, assaulting an officer, violent disorder, and now convictions for possession, manslaughter, robbery. Good grief. Okay, so yeah, that's a thing. They have... Oh, we can recruit them as an informant. They've done kitchen safety and hygiene, which is fine. They have... Well, they're a foodie, so I don't know if that is the person. Look at all the... Look at all this here, all the like, sick in here, because I think there'll be lots of basically drugs in there. Potential CIs, so we're just going to recruit informants where we can. That's always useful, like so, and then on that side, no, not so much. Right, good. I think we're going to do a full shakedown. We haven't done one in a little while. We have done semi-recently a tunnel search, but we haven't done a, like I say, a full shakedown. It's now gone to 1,128 places, which is pretty good. I'm just going to prioritise the building of this. I have a feeling that it's actually not... Oh, I was going to say, I have a feeling that it's somewhere else, but no, it is actually in and around the facility. They just haven't installed it. Potentially, is it because of the back there? I don't think so. Not too sure. We'll just keep an eye on that one. And, you know what? I'm going to stop shakedown. Just realised. You know what we're going to do? We're going to go through the process. Schedule execution. So we'll authorise lockdown and we'll test the facility. So that is the execution room. And have we got enough power? We should do, I would imagine so, yes. So we're going to assemble the execution detail and escort witnesses to the facility. So assemble execution detail is the warden and the chief make their way to the condemned inmate's cell. In addition, a priest, spiritual leader of the prison's choice, arrives on site and visits the prisoner in the cell for the final prayers. And obviously we're also escorting the witnesses to the facility as well. Now that's going to have to obviously come in on the helicopter, which I think is potentially a bit stuck. No, it's okay. We have done this a little bit later than is ideal, but there you go. So we're still on lockdown, so we're probably going to miss the first sort of food bit. And the worst thing about that as well... Oh, let me open that fence. The worst thing about it is that basically we've already done a bit of a shakedown, so a lot of the prisoners are already annoyed at that anyway. Escort the prisoner to the facility, and we'll have to open that manually. This one is automagic, but there we are. There is Bailey, prisoner number 119-89017. Authorise. And there it is. That is the process. Dismiss staff and witnesses. Final report. Mandatory execution of Dan Bailey was carried out at 8:53, scheduled by electric chair. In the presence of witnesses, the standard compensation of 10,000 is awarded for the institution as part of the process. And that's how you do that. All right. So yeah, you can make money doing death row. It is very strange that way. I don't know how profitable you would make a facility just because of the turnover. I mean, we've had death row for a number of in-game days. Wow, day 83, but time played 9 hours. Surprises me that. I thought we would have got more. Yeah. So, death row, we've got basically potential for 6 inmates. I think I've only ever had 3 or 4 maximum. And you only get so many, you know, per session, I guess. How curious. Anyway, just going to dismiss some of the vehicles. There's the hearse, so we will have Dan coming over. Trying to see where they are. Well, there's blood splatter there. Just following this down. There they are there. So, they're on the transport ferry. See departing now. It's got a 30-second cooldown. And they've just been brought through the forestry. The fact that they have to be brought into the main body of the facility is probably quite a jarring sight for the other inmates. Seeing them just being, yeah, like I say, brought through all the way here. How curious. So I'm trying to think if there's anything else really that we need. Like I say, we're trying to reduce narcotic search. Why is narcotic search a thing? Because you're just going to shake down the rest of it anyway. Yeah, I'm not going to search the facility in the daytime. That is not going to happen. What I will do, though, is see if there's any confidential informants. Nope, not really. Security menu, I'm going to go over to vulnerable, and there's no one there. Dangerous, though. I think everybody in the facility is dangerous, according to this. I think so. Even the protective custody inmates are classed as dangerous. It literally doesn't change, does it? Yeah. Another thing you can do as well with these inmates is we can click on them and assign a guard. I don't see any reason of assigning a guard in and around this area. There's no real point in that one. I'd say this is only for the protective custody inmates, so that's fine. we are going to do another shakedown as well by at the end of the day, which is in but a moment. Okay, the protective, not the protective custody. The solitary cells are beginning to start to pile up a bit, but they haven't totally filled the left one, and the right one's completely empty. So I think we'll be okay. I think we'll be all right. Anyway, we will do a shakedown, all sectors, which is 1,074 places. Why has that gone down? There was probably loads of license plates and other stuff to go, so they have to search that. That's the thing. I'm guessing that's what it is. We've got loads of turf here as well. I'm going to dump it. I mean, we don't need to, you understand. I mean, I could actually place it somewhere. Could place it in and around here where you've got the trees, but there's no real need. Some of it's just like 4 bits of turf as well. I'll just dump it. It doesn't look like they search it, so it's not causing any harm on that front. But technically we'll get a bit of money off it, because you get recycling bags, and then the recycling goes out. We're currently on 97% for achieve 100 reformed prisoners in... Oh, what on earth is happening there? So, the shakedown is completed. However, there's a lot of prisoners who are now being searched, and a riot is now underway. I will initiate a guard response, like so, and see if we can quell the unrest. I don't have any big issues on this one, I don't think. But the fact that the fighting is curious. I'm also very aware. 20 prisoners are in this cellar and solitary. 2, 4, 6, 8... 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20. So that's just one side of this. Okay. It's obviously... I was going to say our fault. That's not really the right terminology. It's been caused because of that shakedown. That's what's happened there. So, a couple of potential CIs. By the end of this series, I think pretty much every inmate is going to be a CI. The list is going to be quite long indeed. More potential CIs. Potential CIs. And how many have we got so far? I'm going to go with 16 CIs. Informants. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Close enough. Close enough. Okay. Oh, wait. Potential CIs. And, oh, unknown trait there as well. So, it could be a trait of note. But we won't know until we activate a CI. The problem is activating in the daytime, they can become snitches. You know what? I'm actually not bothered. I'm going to activate John Clegg. So what will happen now, you can see there's a tiny bit of suspicion on these inmates at the back because they've been, for whatever reason, they've been released early. And the inmates are probably going to go, why have they been released early? What's going on there? Yeah, and John Clegg has been brought to this security room? Why would we do that? Anyway, the game has decided that that's the way forward. Potential CI here. And another potential CI. And foodie. I think that's all that trait was. Okay. So, intelligence and informants. So the people that are being targeted are shown here. Just those 3. I will deactivate John Clegg. Now, I will keep an eye on them because the green thumb and foodie, but if they get found out, they also gain snitch, which is obviously something we need to avoid at all costs. In reality, it wouldn't actually be too much of a problem because as soon as they become a snitch, we just move them over to the new place, and then we get actually more prisoners. So it's actually of some benefit for us to have that happen, which is a curious thing to say. Yeah, look, more informants. The amount of informants we got is Be pretty good. I'm going to close all that tab off there. Over to reform. Punishment and reform grade has gone up, and reoffending rate has gone down. Feels like work experience has also gone down. Policy, high variety, high quantity meals for all inmates. Parole cut-off, we haven't altered that. We've got farming policy, all your crop types, haven't bothered with that either. Don't want to allow staff keys, don't want to offer visitation policy. We've got stun battens. If enabled, guards will prioritise operating security items such as CCTV monitors over other jobs. So you at least got the option there to do that. Okay. Looks like the visitor helicopter is a bit stuck. Both of them are. Let's get rid of both. There you go. That's why you have a dog right near the helicopter, because anything that's stinky, they find. Wow. Daily cash flow has actually gone to minus 12,000. Okay. I'm not too sure how that has happened. I'm guessing it's to do with the death row. It's possible. Oh, produce narcotics, Felix Evans. My question is, where have they got the stuff? There's a booze ingredient. Drugs, sedatives, drugs. Loads of stuff found in here. Booze and medicine. Poisons, cigarettes. Yeah. Okay. Alright. Well, truth be told, I think we are getting on towards the end of the episode and actually the season. The season? We can call it a season. Is that pretentious? Yes. The series. So, recap. Original idea, Reform Island. Focus on reform. Get as many of the programs as possible. Have we achieved that? I mean, I think so. We've got every program running that we could possibly get, apart from the farming ones. I don't know if the farm would alter the reform. The fact that the average reoffending rate is 28% is a little bit worrying. The fact that it's jumped up a bit. But we did say that that is a possibility anyway, with getting the death row inmates and such. But it's also of note, and a curious thought that I have, that we've got essentially a prison that's... Oh, look at all the reoffending there. Horrible. Yeah, that we've got a prison with a reoffending rate that is higher than some other facilities we've made that don't focus on reform. And why is that still not being installed? Okay. It says we've still got one. I'm going to order 2, just to bring a spare one in. And then it should get built. Is it over here? There it is. It's there. It's ready to go. It's just the workers are not bothering. But yes, as I mentioned, it was all focused on reform. So we have probably the best workshop we've ever had. Just loads of workshop. And solar panel practice stuff going on. We've got woodwork, we've got carpentry. Very few. But we're making a lot of money from woodwork. We've got, obviously, the library, the mail room, got all the flower therapy stuff. We've got bakery and restaurant, which I'm not a huge fan of, but we have utilised it, I think, correctly. We've got in the psychologist's office for the programmes there. We've got meeting rooms for animal therapy and reform prisoner consultation. All of the education stuff going on. Parole, I guess, is in one sense some of that as well. More work in the cleaning cupboard and the laundry, and technically in the common room we've got pharmacological treatment to drug addiction, which doesn't seem to do anything. What would I change if we were to come back at this? I think I would probably not worry too much about the perimeter. and I would probably double up somehow on the cells. Either double up on the cells or increase them in terms of size and have dormitories. Basically, I would have a lot more people. I think that's probably the downside of this one, and so much space has been taken up by the 3x3 walkways that we've used, not just externally but internally as well. It makes it a bit different, and you know, it's not a huge problem, is it? But yeah, it's something that we've just got going on. Alright. I do think that the expansion over here was a worthy endeavour. Not necessarily for death row, but certainly the protective custody, and that's something I would probably look into earlier if we were to revisit the idea. Don't know if the helipads in the middle work. Well, I mean, they physically do work, but I don't know if that is a decent decision. And there we go. With that, 25,000 grant completion payment. That is over 100 prisoners released, and luckily, yeah, they've reformed. Good. I could pick up criminally insane wing if really wanted to. Get the grand, and that means now we've got 400,000 generic units of currency. Valuation, it's valued at 1,160. Sorry, 1,160,000. Yeah, that's a lot of money. Reform, 28. Punishment and reform is 7 out of 10. Work experience 4 out of 10. Security, let's call it 6 out of 10, and health at 4 out of 10. So yeah, overall, I've enjoyed the build, enjoyed the series. It's been a different thing doing an island. Certainly focusing it on reform is always good. Just going to activate, for the last time, John Clegg, because we did have a couple of inmates anyway with some questionable traits. There was some question mark traits. I can't actually find them, so we might have already found them out. But yeah, like I say, overall, happy with the build and the series. There you go, we found that there's a shank in those egg boxes. How would you remember that? Deactivate. Alright, well, either way, as I said, we're going to call it there. We've obviously done the whole death row thing. We've finished off the main grant. And, yeah, that has been a bit of Prison Architect with that not installed still. I definitely want to fix that before the end of the series. I'm just going to buy another one of those in. Because I think, for whatever reason, it's just... Why is it stuck? Why would it do that? It says install. It's definitely in the queue. And there's another one being brought in. There you go. There's 2 of them. Cancel that one. That one's being prioritised. The rest are in, so it can't be the back bit. I bet you what we can do, if I go to the pallets, put a pallet there and there. Because that's what I did last time, and I think it fixed it. There you go. There you go, it's fixing it. Yeah, that's a curious thing. That it's because the water, I'm guessing, is deep water. So that's probably how that's what's happened there. Quirky. And there's the guy coming along just to fix that up. Because if we don't do that, all of these are just not connected. And obviously we don't want that. So dismantle that one. And cancel the building of that one. Just as they got there. Go down. Sell object. Technically can't do the other one. Dump the other one. There we go. That's been a bit of Prison Architect. We do have more death row turning up, as well as medium security. But I think, like I say, we've exhausted the series, got to the end of it. Yeah, happy. If you have any tips, comments, suggestions for this design, by all means, let me know in the comments. Oh, punishment and reform's gone down again. Let's just close that and ignore it. And if you have any, more importantly almost, if you have any ideas for a new series, any interesting designs, any angles that you would like to look at, then by all means let me know. Even if it's just vague inspirations and ideas, it's all well and good. Hope you have enjoyed it. Comments in the comments. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.